YouTube is starting to they're going to start deducting taxes from creators outside of the states.
I didn't understand this when I saw this pop up. I was like, I'm not in the States. Why are you taking my money?
Yeah. So YouTube, so okay, I've been going on Twitter a little bit more often than normal lately.
Mhm.
And it's from other reasons. I'll talk about it after this, but um a lot of people are asking what the hell is this, and then they're just like, well, it's the typical. I think you know what, YouTube responded where you like it's going to be a 0 to 30% deduction, and somebody's commented saying zero my ass, more like 30%, and they're like, stop trying to justify your BS. Like people outside of the states are pretty pissed, and they're just like why are we paying a tax for the states and then another tax for my country? Like, I'm getting double dipped.
Yep.
So this article, it's oh man. So there's a lot of stuff here that's going to happen. So um it's saying YouTube has informed creators about the update and has asked them to provide their tax information in their AdSense account as early as possible. If a creator isn't able to provide the information by May 31st, the company said that it might need to deduct up to 24% of their total earnings worldwide. Total. But then it goes on, however, if a creator has provided their tax information, there will be a withholding between 0 to 30% on the earnings they generate from viewers in the US. The withholdings rates notably depend on whether the country of the creator has a tax treaty relation with the United States. This means that there will be variation in the deduction of taxes for creators in different countries. Specifically for India, the withholding rate is set to 15% of the total earnings creators gets for viewers in the US. So this sounds to me, if anybody in the United States is watching your videos Next Level, and if you're getting paid $1,000, they could just say, hey, we're going to take $300 right
That's
off the top.
ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, because the way I look at it, I've traveled back and forth between the States and Canada. And anytime you get into the States or you exit, you have to fill out tax information, right? And you usually get some kind of rebate because why pay taxes on those items when you don't technically live there? So you usually get some kind of rebate. Like if you win, if I win lottery winnings in the States, I don't have to pay taxes on that. Like that's how the governments work, right? So why is YouTube trying to come after my bread?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe YouTube, because they're so global, needs to have, you know, how they need to have embassies, like a YouTube embassy in Canada. And then you could fall under that YouTube embassy, and then they could give you something like a T4 where it reports directly to your government.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes no sense, man. Um,
I'm
it
pretty.
literally it just makes zero sense of why they would do stuff like this. I know here in the States we get taxed pretty good as it is. You know,
We get taxed like crazy.
they tax us in ways like when you're like, hey, I know you guys talk about liters and we talk about gallons, for gas. Like, okay, or we keep it simple, like eggs. Like if we're just like, hey, we're gonna go get some eggs, it'll be like $3 for a dozen. And I might be on a sale or something. I don't know. It's like everything here is pretty freaking expensive. And when they're just like, oh, we're gonna give you tax breaks, cool. We're gonna hike up the prices on gas. We're gonna hike up the prices on milk, on food, on everything else, on cost of living, and this is and you know what? I feel bad. There is a tweet. There is a tweet from Lee TV that says this is like dog shit or something, or I think it was Free Tech. It was one. I think it was probably Free Tech. No, I think it was Lee TV. Well, anyway, it was one of those two. But Doc Squiffy replied, and he said, "No, they're not talking about you. They just want to take all my money." Because Doc has all kinds of issues with YouTube. He's just like, they're just coming after me. That's all. Don't worry. Keep moving along here. So I don't understand. And the thing too is like with super chats, like I'll say this, we appreciate your guys' super chats, but if you look in Next Level's descriptions, in my descriptions, and in the description of some of our videos, we have PayPal donations. Like when you let's just say you're like, hey, I want to give you $20. YouTube might I'm sorry, not YouTube, PayPal. If you go donate through PayPal through our donation links, PayPal takes maybe like 45 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. YouTube will take 30% of that
Mm-hmm.
$20. It's a couple dollars that they take. You know, it's just like, damn, dude. And they don't do nothing. It's almost like think about this. Imagine going to a restaurant and you're tipping the waiter, and then the boss comes in, the manager, the owner, and says, hey, you need to give me 30% of your tips. This is my restaurant, my house. Dude, that's some BS, dude. That's
You know, I used to think, and I still want to believe this, but I used to think that my live streams that got more super chats, they promoted more and were favorable to the algorithm. But I stopped believing that now because my channel's going nowhere. My views are going nowhere. And it's the same people that show up every week for the live streams, which makes me believe it's me doing the work and my community and not YouTube feeding me to an algorithm to get new people to me. So,
yep. And I understand the whole thing of we're using their servers for free. They're promoting our videos for free. They're accessible to the world for free. I get that. Like I get that. So it's got to be like an even handshake. Like, hey, I'm doing all this work so that way you guys could get some traffic, and you guys are providing the platform so that way the traffic could find us. But 30% of, hey, here is, you made so much money on AdSense revenue. It's like, dude, they got YouTube Premium.
mm-hmm.
They're making money already. When they have like this membership thing that people could join our membership, and they're going to take 30% off of that, 30% off of our income from revenue, 30% off super chats. There's got to be a line that they say, hey, you know what? We don't have to do crap when it comes to super chats.
Do you remember? I feel like it was like 2 years ago when people bought Amazon Fire tablets, and when they locked it on the lock screen, there was advertisements.
Yeah.
And there was an option to opt out of advertisements, but you had to pay like $15.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was a way to opt in and out of some of these services. Like, do you want YouTube to favor you on the algorithm for a 30% cut of your super chats? If not, there still will be a 5 to 10% cut for the use of our service. And I think there would be a lot more people that would be like, okay, I don't give a crap because you're not really doing what you say you're doing anyways. And then people could play with it. 1 month they would do it, 1 month they wouldn't. And they would just feel more empowered on that platform.
Mm-hmm. I think something like that could work, because if I do a video and I'm just like, I don't want you to push whatever it is, like a paid advertisement. No, I don't want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I so happen to hit all the right freaking like algorithm niches or whatever, if I hit everything properly and if it explodes, cool. I did all the work with tags, descriptions, thumbnails. I did all the work on everything. So great. You could keep, you know what, even if it was a 15%, you could keep your 15%. But if you're like, no, you know what, I want to opt in because I want to be sure that my video is constantly recommended. If that's the case, if it's constantly recommended, then cool. Then I'm asking you guys to push it a little bit more. Here's 30%. I'm cool with that. I agree with that.
I don't feel that they're doing enough to justify the 30%.